Let me ask you, when you eat cheesecake, do you actually enjoy the outside? Or do you wish the whole cheesecake would be just like the center? Because I love cheesecake, I really do. But if I'm being honest, the edges are just an obstacle. And today I'm going to show you a cheesecake that has no bad bites, no dry edges, no crumbly disappointed, no yeah, but the middle was better. Just pure, silken, melt in your mouth cheesecake from edge to edge to edge. And getting there required everything I learned from running Michelin-star restaurants, including my time as a head chef for Marco Pierre White. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Every cheesecake recipe on the internet is basically the same. Cream cheese, sugar, eggs, flour, bake, different flavors, different pans. Same lie. A cheesecake that pretends to be creamy but only delivers right there in the middle. And every time I finished the slice, I thought, why is the best part so small and why do we accept this? Why can't the entire cheesecake taste like the center? So I did what every reasonable chef would do. I lost my mind over it. I researched everything, old books, modern recipes, chefs, food chemists, and guess what? I found nothing. No one was even trying to solve this. So I broke cheesecake down to its core. What actually causes that dry, crumbly texture? And eventually, two suspects emerged: eggs and flour. I mean, eggs I could control, but flour needs heat. Eggs hate heat. And suddenly, something clicked. So, I did the logical thing. I removed the flour and I lowered the temperature and gave it a gentle bake. For a brief, glorious moment, I thought I was a genius, and then it collapsed. The mixture separated. The sugar turned into syrup. The cream cheese gave up on life entirely. And I had invented a grainy cheesecake porridge. But here's the thing, that failure taught me exactly why flour exists. And once I understood that, I could not stop. So I went back to my original recipe, the one I made for years. Crushed some cookies, mixed them with butter, pressed it into a mold really hard, especially on the sides, so it looks pretty. Then egg yolks, cream cheese, cream, sugar, vanilla, lemon zest, and everything warm. Always, because cold ingredients means lumps, and lumps mean passing it through a sieve, and that's a regret. And then the flour, that goes in last and very gently because I do not want to develop the gluten. But here's the twist. I whip the egg whites separately into a soft meringue, and then I add half the sugar right at the end. Whip it a bit more, soft peaks. Then I fold them into the cheese mixture. Why? Because air makes the batter more flexible. It rises gently, it cracks less. And a low oven temperature, just 150 degrees Celsius. And then I cook it really slow. Now, there's a little chef secret for you. Things rise in the oven not because of yeast or air, because of steam. Water turns into vapor. That expands and lifts everything with it, like a steam engine inside a souffle, and when it cools, it collapses, unless gluten holds it all up. And when this cheesecake was done, it wobbled like a calm lake. Perfect. A great cheesecake, but not the one. Because halfway to perfect is still not perfect, and I knew I wanted true creaminess. So the flour had to go. And then I remembered something. Custards, they don't crack. Creme caramel, creme brulee. Why? Because they're cooked in a water bath. Dry heat destroys silk. So I asked myself, what if I stop treating cheesecake like a cake and start treating it like a custard? And that's when everything changed. I thought I can improve the filling too, so I rebuilt it from scratch. Cream cheese, obviously, but Then half the cream I replaced with mascarpone because that's richer, softer, and more indulgent. Sugar, that's gone too. Instead, condensed milk, which is liquid sugar with loads of milk solids, gives me the perfect texture. Vanilla seeds, lemon zest, no whipped egg whites this time, just gentle mixing for a few minutes so it becomes really smooth and fluffy. Then the whole eggs go in and a bit more mixing. And for the crust, I got some Dutch spice cookies. I mixed them with butter. I pressed that really firmly into the mold. Now, one problem. Water and springform pans hate each other. So I rubbed the mold in 2 layers of cling film and tightened it with rubber bands. It looked ridiculous, but it worked. The oven was hot at 160 degrees Celsius and the mold goes in. Boiling water halfway up on the sides, and yes, you do have the recipe in the link below. And then I watched. It rises evenly, it stays bales, it wobbles perfectly, and no fear of overcooking, because water forgives mistakes. Now, once baked, I completely chilled it, because no flour means patience. But we are not done yet. I made a caramel disc for garnish. Sugar in a dry pan, melted gently, no stirring. I poured it onto a tray, I cooled it, and then I blended it to a fine dust. I sprinkled that into a circle, and then I just warmed it in the oven, and it melted again, glass thin, golden, perfect. But I did not stop there. I got some lemons, peeled them, sliced them finely, blanched the skin, strained them and simmered them in 1 part of sugar, 2 parts of waters. The raspberries I dipped into the chilled lemon peel syrup. Wow, and this is it. A cheesecake that doesn't punish you for reaching the middle. Every bite is the best bite. Creamy, silken, balanced. Now, is that Michelin-star ready? For that, I would need to turn it into a cheesecake souffle. But that is a story for another video, and let me know in the comments below if you're up for that. So, first let's taste it and see if I did succeed. It's cheesecake today.
Yes!
You know, that cheesecake I made quite often. I try to improve it because I want to have it creamy all the way through. You know, there should be no grainy bits, there should be nothing. So, yeah, let's see if my new version,
hungry,
my revised version, will make it today.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So here we go.
So this is the old one, that's the revised?
Yes.
Okay. So there's no guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's eat the old one first. Nice crispy base, as we heard then.
Yes.
What'd you call it on the top?
Caramel.
Caramel, I was going to say that. And then try in the front, the back and the middle. Then I will give my verdict.
Yeah.
The middle tastes quite different to the back.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the front tasted now. But the middle is lovely and soft. The back just it lacks a little bit of luster compared to the center. Yeah.
Right, so it's a typical traditional cheesecake problem, which you try to solve.
It's quite dense as well.
Yeah, it's dense, and I guess, you know, because...
The reason I say that is because I'm eating it, I'm like, oh, that's actually quite heavy.
Obviously the flour now gives you sort of that bit of sticky, gluey, gooey.
Okay, does that one have the flour in it too?
I'll find out.
Ah, okay, bring it over here. Turn around that way.
Okay, taste the front, taste the back. Tell me.
Okay, oh, well, that's
the difference.
Alrighty. Ooh, wow, it's very soft already.
Too good.
Oh, I could eat all of that. That's much lighter. And just creamier. This one is dense, too dense. I'd fill up on that.
Yeah, that's for me sort of the first time too, that you do actually notice the flour quite a bit. It makes it a bit clumpy.
Just the way you slice it, you can just see it's so much softer. I mean, I've already eaten half of it.
So now we eat it back.
It's the same.
Same?
Yeah, much better. I'd like to finish that one.
It's the same?
Yes. Is that okay?
I think so, that's what I want to achieve.
Go back to this one. I mean, you can see it's got more. It's more like it's more aerated. That one.
Yeah.
It looks like it's got more.
Yes,
it's
it
more
does.
dense. If that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Because I always take one.
Yeah. But this one,
It's just creamy, isn't it?
just creamy. Yeah.
It's light.
That one. Because if you're having a dessert after an entree and a main or just one course, that's going to be too heavy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't eat all of that, but this one I would.
Yes.
And I will.
Yeah.
Today. After this video.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. Check out my video on crispy skin pork belly terrine, which I think will be an amazing main course for that dessert. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching.
All right. See you later.